vanished from their beds in Grey Hills today. According to the local paper, their parents heard giggling and then nothing. That's been the story of the last few days. Disappearances. People are calling into their radio stations about a demon haunting their dreams. Things in the sky. People are beginning to ask questions, and I don't know how long we can avoid them. The specimens, Ilya, his friends, haven't said a word in days. Nothing works. They just stare blankly at us through the window with their enormous eyes growing more and more emaciated. There's nothing we can do. My God. What have we done? This message, I need you to tell my wife that I love her. Just tell her. This is Dr. Richard Hark. I'm in my office right now. There was a breach or something. I'm not doing that good. I barricaded my door, but something outside burst, and I've got a steel pipe sitting in my lower intestines. I haven't taken it out yet. It's pretty bad. I think it's starting to. I can taste metal. I started recording about 15 minutes after the lockdown, following the procedure, but I also have a fucking rod sticking out of my chest, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm not sure. I think I've got 10 minutes. These lockdowns take about half an hour usually, so I'm sorry for all this. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done any of this. I should have fucking resigned the first chance. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for Andrew. I'm sorry for Carrie. I'm sorry for that fucking Russian. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking... Fuck. Listen, I'm sorry about all of it. I did my best and people still died. It wasn't enough. Just tell Norman I'm sorry. Fuck. This is Dr. Hark of Grey Hills. Hi, okay, so, after the little outbreak and my own near-death experience with a metal rod, we've got something of a good idea of what's happening after some forward reconnaissance from our friends in Magadan. So, as we understand it, here's a rough timeline of events. First off, the ponies are way further ahead in their research than we ever were or are, which was more or less to be expected, though not in the direction, admittedly, that we'd initially presumed. So, namely, in the interdimensional travel and metaphysical variety of research. This stuff is incredibly compelling, get this. So, the ponies have actually managed to not only open up a tear into the fabric of space-time, but have also managed to affect regions beyond the immediate gateway. Usually, to tear something so wide as anything perceivable open, they need a literally infinite supply of energy. Of course, the consequences of that would be typically infinite runoff, infinite effect, infinite consequences. However, due to the unique state of the power source of these crystals, they seem to be able to be tuned or something to an infinite power source, or at least have similar effects to them, or can channel something even remotely comparable to this into something. God only knows what this means in practical terms, which could actually be how these crystals came into our dimension in the first place. It's this kind of shit that used to keep me up at night, you know? Now, though, it feels like every minute of the goddamn day, it's all potential. Potential to figure out more, potential for a breakthrough. I haven't felt this kind of rush since I figured out flavor oscillation. Regardless. God, what was that? Right. As the portal between dimensions, began to progress in construction, we saw that those she on the other side began to impact our reality. The more progress they made, the more she reached to us, me in particular. Seems she also reached out to the president and most likely some prominent members of the Pony Society, then all ponies. I don't know how she got hold of me. Not long after the living specimens, we had began to report of her, probably due to incremental crystal exposure, which at this point would not surprise me. But by the time that the president was contacted, they must have been real damned close. Then, with the last outbreak that resulted in my chest being slightly perforated, we got ourselves the climax to that little escapade. Since then, it seems like she didn't go through the portal, otherwise we'd be in a lot more trouble. I think since then they either recalibrated or totally shut it down, because we are getting ponies from that dimension, but the specimens state that they're much less scared of her. Ah, shit, almost forgot about Grey Man. Okay, Grey Man. Right, so if the bastard's name wasn't inconspicuous enough, as it turns out, this universe held some kind of a doppelganger of Grey Mane in some capacity. Once Norman 2.0 came around, he turned, though maintained the memories of original Norman. Now, Norman 2.0 turned, and as I understand it, it was recently euthanized by original Norman. Again, that may also mean that Portal Norman was what we see as 1.0, and we're working with the Theseus's ship. Who knows? If it matters, I haven't found it in me to care. Either way, really, even if I tried to figure out all this, I don't have all the pieces. But I will. One day, I will figure it out. For now, though, I'm gonna work until that's the case. Right. This is Dr. Richard Hark, lead particle physicist of the Grey Hills facility. I know we're not really supposed to give the dates, but for all intents and purposes, this one's going to be a private recording. Now, the date is currently April 1st, 1972. So, if memory serves me, it's been just about over a decade at this point since Project Ferus officially or unofficially began. So, to celebrate this monumental achievement in the slow demise of humanity and my own failings in halting it, I'm planning a pretty good night for everyone here. So, guest list is going to be as follows. 1 second here. Alright, so, we have got myself, Stensland, Greymane or Greyman, I always fucking mess that one up. Owens, Armstrong, some of the boys from biology, the Russian if we can manage it, and Ferus if we can manage that. Of course, that's working off of two assumptions. The first one being he wants to come, second one being he hasn't changed too much. Hopefully he hasn't changed enough to get rid of his fucking... The man's got karaoke skills, that is the least I will tell you. God willing, he still got them. Anyways, I am bringing the folks out to the new R&R place we finally got the funding for. Last I checked anyways. If everything does go to plan, it should be fun. Just us in the night, you know? We could probably all use the fucking distraction at this point. I will admit I'm getting a little too tired for all of this to level with me, I guess. Just all these failures, these fucking reports, all these adjustments and setbacks we've had to go through. To be blunt with me, I don't think I can manage it for another few years. My time here, I'm never gonna forget it for better or worse, but honestly, I think I do need this. These people I know have got some bridges to rebuild, that's for damn sure. Come to think of it, I don't think I ever meet up with Owens. I just hope there's still time. We haven't exactly got much of it now. As a species, I mean. These things are spreading and they're not going to stop. If we don't act on this now, then odds are good we'll never get the chance. And maybe after what happened to the president, well, maybe I'm the only one out there that thinks like this. But you know what? If that's the case, then so be it. So, maybe it is better like that if I can't stop it, then. In that case, if we are fucked, I say we go with a bang, not suicide. No, this is going to be a fucking wicked party. I promise you that. Everything that's gone wrong, I think we deserve at least one good win. It won't feel like it in the morning, but this, I'm happy I'm doing this, you know? Now, all things considered with this, I am pretty optimistic.